The USS Tiger Shark sits motionless on the ocean floor. The steering wheel is broken, the engines are dead, and nobody aboard put it there. But to understand what brought this submarine to this exact spot in the Atlantic, we need to go back 3 days. August 1943, Lieutenant Bryce is in command of Tiger Shark, a U.S. Navy submarine on a routine Atlantic patrol. A transmission comes in. A British patrol plane has spotted survivors adrift in the open ocean. 3 people floating in the wreckage of the British hospital ship Fort James, torpedoed 2 days earlier. Command orders Tiger Shark to recover them. Bryce does not love this assignment. Rescuing British survivors was not exactly what he signed up for, but orders are orders. He tells Ensign Odell to steer for the coordinates. It takes half a day. When they pull the survivors aboard, one of them is a woman. Her name is Claire Page, a British nurse. Most of them haven't seen a woman in months. The second survivor is a man named Kingsley, shaken but able to stand. The third is badly wounded and unconscious. Claire has been the one keeping him alive. Odell asks Kingsley what he remembers. He was watching the moon when the explosion happened. Most of the people on Fort James were gone in minutes. He thinks he spotted a German submarine on the surface just before the hit. Then the alarm goes off. A German destroyer is in the area and closing fast. Bryce orders everyone below. Tiger Shark dives. He kills the lights, shuts down the engines, and the submarine goes completely still in the dark water. No sound, no movement, just the crew holding their breath, waiting for the ship above to pass. It almost works. Somewhere in the submarine, a record player turns on by itself. The music drifts up through the water. On the surface, the destroyer picks it up. Odell lunges for the player and kills it. Too late. The depth charges start falling. The first explosion slams into the hull like a fist. The second and third follow fast. Men are thrown across compartments. Equipment tears free. Pipes burst. Several crew members are hurt, but by some miracle, nobody is gone. Bryce keeps his head and navigates Tiger Shark to a safer position. The destroyer moves on, but something none of them know yet. One unexploded bomb drum is now lodged in the rear section of the submarine, and it is sitting there right now, waiting. While the crew recovers, Bryce gets a quiet report from one of his men. They found something while handling the unconscious survivor. A piece of his clothing. German brand label. The wounded man Claire has been nursing is not British at all. He is German. Bryce storms into the medical compartment. Claire tries to stop him. She says the man is not a spy. He is wounded, he is her patient, and he cannot harm anyone. Bryce does not listen. He has Claire removed from the room. The German man grabs a scalpel in a panic. Bryce eliminates him. Claire is devastated. She and Bryce argue hard. He is furious, she knew, and stayed quiet. She tells him a wounded man is a wounded man, no matter which side he was born on. Bryce walks away. The crew heads to their bunks. Tiger Shark goes quiet. If you're enjoying the story so far, hit like and subscribe so you never miss a recap. That night, Bryce tries to sleep and hears something in the dark. The same record player playing again, faintly, from no source he can find. He gets up, tracks it down, and destroys every piece of it. Hours later, Claire hears something in her cabin. Voices. A whisper right next to her ear, urgent and cold, telling her to get out while she still can. She sits up and looks around. Nothing there. She looks under her bed. The body of the German man is lying there. Her scream brings the whole crew running. It turns out 2 crewmen, Stumbo and his partner, planted it there as a punishment for bringing a German aboard their boat. Bryce and Odell shut it down fast and warn the 2 men not to try anything like that again. But something strange happens as Stumbo moves the body back to its proper place. He hears a voice directly behind him. He turns around. Nobody is there. The voice comes again. This time it sounds like it is coming from inside the body. Stumbo drops everything and goes looking for the crew. Nobody believes him. Meanwhile, Claire cannot sleep. She steps into the corridor and finds a diary lying outside Bryce's cabin. She goes in to return it and notices the official captain's log sitting open on the desk. She starts reading. 2 different handwriting styles. One from before Bryce's command, one that belongs to Bryce. There is another name written in this log, Commander Winters. the real commanding officer of Tiger Shark, someone Claire has never seen aboard this boat. A locker creaks open on its own. Inside is a photograph of a man she does not recognize. His name is written below the image, Winters, and orders her out of Captain Bryce's cabin. Later, Bryce comes to Claire's cabin to confront her about being in his quarters. She asks about Winters. Bryce tells her the official version. They were running the Atlantic when they located a German submarine tender. Winters ordered an attack and destroyed it. Afterward, Winters went up to the deck to survey the wreckage. A piece of debris struck the hull. Winters lost his footing and fell overboard. Bryce assumed command after that. Claire listens. She says very little. The crew discovers an oil leak from the submarine, and it can only be fixed from the outside. Captain Bryce orders Odell to take some men with him for the repair. While working on the oil leak, Odell becomes increasingly curious about the circumstances surrounding Captain Winters' death. While they're working together, Odell tells Coors that he doesn't believe Bryce's official story, that Winters fell overboard after the submarine struck a submerged object, because Odell was on board at the time and didn't feel any impact. Coors goes quiet for a long moment. Then he tells Odell the real version. That day on the surface, after the attack, Winters had wanted to go back. He saw survivors in the water below and wanted to rescue them. Bryce, Coors, and Loomis refused. The argument turned physical. During the struggle, Winters struck his head and went over the rail. Coors says they buried the truth to protect Winters' reputation. He asks Odell to stay quiet and keep it that way. Before Odell can even respond, Coors dies in a freak accident that nobody can explain. The deaths start picking up speed from that point. Equipment fails without cause. Strange voices drift through the corridors at all hours. Loomis notices something strange in the reflection. The figure of Captain Winters. He runs in panic. Terrified and convinced the dead captain is haunting the submarine, he begins to lose his grip on reality. A crewman called Weird Wally has a word for what is happening. A malediction, a curse living in the space between the living and the gone, demanding payment before it'll let go. Tiger Shark is trapped inside it, he says, and it will not release them until it gets what it wants. Then the steering wheel locks. Nobody is touching it. Tiger Shark starts moving on its own, slow and steady, pulling itself through the dark water toward a course nobody set. The crew fights the controls with everything they have. The wheel snaps off in their hands. Tiger Shark is heading back toward the place where Winters destroyed that ship. Stumbo discovers the hydrogen level inside the submarine has climbed to 12 times its normal reading. He quietly seals off the main area and begins bleeding off the pressure. But before he finishes, a crew member who doesn't know what's happening opens a sealed door. The blast tears through an entire section. When Bryce goes to check on the men trapped in there, they're all gone, including Kingsley. Loomis begins to unravel. The haunting grows so intense that he can no longer distinguish reality from fear. Convinced he must escape, he climbs into the submarine's escape trunk and exits into the freezing Atlantic. 5 people remain: Bryce, Odell, Claire, Stumbo, and Wally, and whatever else is moving through this submarine with them. While Stumbo fights to stabilize what is left of the pressure system so they can surface, Odell and Claire go through everything in Bryce's cabin. Winters' personal notes, the captain's log, ship records are buried at the back of a drawer, and there it is. The ship Tiger Shark destroyed was not a German submarine tender. It was the Fort James, a British hospital ship. The same ship Claire served on, the same ship Kingsley came from. Tiger Shark did not come to rescue those 3 survivors. Tiger Shark created them, and it was not a tragic accident that got quietly buried. When Winters found out what they had done, he went up on deck to try to rescue the survivors still in the water. That's when Bryce, Loomis, and Coors stopped him. When he refused to stay quiet about any of it, they made sure he never had the chance to speak. They eliminated him. Stumbo gets the pressure stabilized. The crew ropes off the main lift lever and drags it with everything they have. Tiger Shark rises, breaks the surface of the Atlantic, and comes to a stop, disabled and dark, sitting at the exact location where the Fort James went down. Stumbo gets the communication system barely working. There is a ship on the horizon. The crew starts calling for help. Then Bryce walks in and orders them to stop. He says it's a German vessel. Odell moves to block him. Bryce shoots Odell and destroys the communication equipment. Odell goes down, but doesn't die. Claire finds the control for the deck hatch and throws it open. She climbs out onto the hull. Flat gray ocean in every direction. But there are lights on the horizon, and they are not German. She starts waving both arms, anything to be seen. Bryce climbs up after her. He has the gun. He crosses the hull toward her. She waits. She watches his face. Something is breaking loose behind his eyes. He is looking at the water around them. He is thinking about the Fort James, about Winters going over the rail, about the explosion below decks and the men he found gone. He has been carrying all of this through the whole patrol, telling himself it was necessary, telling himself there was no other way. Standing here at the surface of the Atlantic, over the exact spot where every decision he made began, he has nowhere left to put any of it. Bryce presses the gun to his own head. His body drops into the sea. Below decks, Odell drags himself to his feet. He grabs a flare gun and climbs out onto the hull. He fires straight into the sky. The ship on the horizon sees it and turns toward them. The rescue team pulls 4 survivors from the water: Odell, Claire, Stumbo, and Wally. The ship is British. The next morning, Claire stands at the railing of the British ship and watches Tiger Shark floating on the surface in the distance. Dark and silent, riding low in the water. Then it starts to sink. Nobody is aboard it. Nobody is controlling anything. Tiger Shark goes down slowly, nose first, sliding through the dark water until it comes to rest on the ocean floor, right next to the wreck of the Fort James. The 2 ships, side by side, at the bottom of the Atlantic. The one that did the killing and the one that was killed, together in the deep where no one will find them. And there they stay. Tiger Shark isn't a haunted submarine, and Winters isn't a vengeful ghost. He's the conscience of the submarine. Every trick he pulls, the record player, the whisper under the bunk, the wheel that turns on its own points back to the Fort James. He doesn't want the crew dead. He wants the truth surfaced. Bryce and the others sank a hospital ship full of wounded people, killed the one man who tried to stop them, then dressed it up as a noble accident. That lie is what keeps Tiger Shark below. The boat can't rise until the men inside it come clean. So the curse works like a court, peeling the cover story away, layer by layer, until the guilty are gone, and the truth is spoken out loud. Only then does the boat surface. The horror was never the thing in the water. It was what the crew did, and the lie they told to live with it. Below began as a script from Darren Aronofsky, back when he was fixated on stories trapped in small spaces. He walked away to make Requiem for a Dream, and David Twohy took over after Pitch Black, turning it into a straight ghost story. In 2024, it finally got a full restoration and a proper release. Just like Tiger Shark, it didn't stay buried. If you enjoyed this recap, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help the channel. Thanks for watching.